Hi, all. I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Thursday, October 14th, 2021, and you're watching WGAN TV live at 5. We have an awesome show for you today. Virtual staging of Matterport tours using the Listing 3D virtual staging form for Matterport service providers. And here to talk to us today is Kate Montalbano. Hey, Kate, good to see you.
Hi, nice to see you as well, Dan.
Thanks for being on the show. Kate is the Customer Success Manager for Listing 3D based in New York. And like everyone else I've visited with at Listing 3D, lives and breathes virtual staging.
Yes, yeah, we definitely have a passion for it, and we have a great team behind us for virtual staging and rendering and things like that.
Cool. So Kate, before we kind of jump into today's topic, I think it's probably helpful to know that your colleague Amber Kaplan was on the show about 3.5 months ago. The topic then, Matterport service providers, how to make money offering virtual staging of Matterport tours with Listing 3D. Great resource. Our viewers can go back to the We Get Around Network forum, WGANforum.com, search the tags for Listing 3D, find all kinds of great content, including that show. I thought it might be helpful if we begin first with Listing 3D Virtual Staging Club.
Yeah.
What is that? What do you get?
Yeah.
And what is Listing 3D?
So I'll just start off. Listing 3D is a tech company that's moving forward in the world with virtual staging, 3D tours with Matterport and things like that. We're just kind of trying to change the way things are done, and we're doing pretty well, I think. And so we also have a passion and we have fun doing the virtual staging and the photography and things like that. So with the Virtual Staging Club, it's super easy to sign up and it's free. So when you go to our website, you just type in your information and myself.
So if I go to partnership.3dvirtualstaging.club, I can sign up for free.
Yes.
Super easy to sign up. What do I get?
Super easy to sign up. So what you'll do is you'll get a complimentary white labeled page or widget that you're able to use for your clients. And then you also get 24/7 kind of support from our team. And then you also get a Matterport tour, an already staged Matterport tour to display on the site. And you get examples, and then you also have access to the staging form where you can put orders in for staging, decluttering, and more.
Awesome. And I can see an example of a free site that gets staged, that gets created for me by Listing 3D by going to photographer.3dvirtualstaging.club.
Yes.
That's an example of a free page, which could be a widget. So if I have a WordPress website, a widget's created. And for those that understand subdomains, it might be virtualstaging.mywebsite.com. And
Right.
That's all created by Listing 3D. And you all are there to help me if I get stuck in terms of using that widget in my WordPress site, or just create a single property website that has my branding, my company name, my address on it.
Yes, correct.
Awesome. And I recall from talking with Amber, part of the benefits is I get, as a photographer, I get to have my pricing on the page so that I can make the difference between what Listing 3D charges me and what I charge our clients.
Correct. Yep.
And it kind of fits in with photographers' existing business plan. So if I'm a photographer that likes to collect money up front before providing a service, I can do that. And if I'm a photographer that likes to collect money after I've delivered the benefit, then I could do that. So it kind of fits into a photographer's existing business plan.
Correct. We're trying to be as user-friendly as possible with the MSP providers.
Okay, awesome. So our viewers today, Matterport service providers, let's just assume they've gone to partnership.3dvirtualstaging.club. They joined the club, the free club, Listing 3D Virtual Staging Club. Now they're ready to do their first Matterport tour to be virtually staged by Listing 3D. Now what?
Then, so first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your white labeled site. Do you want me to screen share and
Sure,
to show
that'd be
everyone?
great.
Okay. Let's share my screen. So here, as you can see, this is an example of a white labeled site that we create for you, the photographer.
Okay, so this is really a made up photographer in the top
A
left.
demo
It's
site,
their
yeah.
logo, their company name, but
Exactly.
I should just assume this is my company. This is my landing page, and it lives at my URL.
Correct. Yep. So your logo would be here, your name, contact information, and business name as well. But everything after that is pretty similar for everyone. So I can just talk you through the page a little bit. So now you've created the order, you're a member, congrats. And you've talked to myself or one of my team members, and we create the page for you.
Forgive me, Kate, but I know you have the instructions there for a reason, but let's just say we take those off that's covering the photo.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. So I'd love seeing the virtual staging done by Listing 3D so that we can actually see that. Okay.
Yeah. So
I've been onboarded by you or one of your colleagues, forgive me,
yes.
and I now return back to the landing page that's been created for me.
Right. Okay, so now we're here. And this is an example that we give for everyone. There's a great 3D stage example of a tour right up front so clients can see that. And you can move throughout the property. The whole property is staged. And again, it's just a really great example to show your clients kind of just what you're able to offer them. Bedrooms, kitchens, living rooms, dining rooms, etc. And as you scroll down, there's a few more examples of different styles of rooms, just kind of little excerpts there. And then this is somewhat similar to what Amber showed in the episode that she was featured in. It has the before and after of the empty spaces, the decluttering. And I can go into detail if you'd like. And then we have remodeling before and afters. And again, this is all going to be visualized for your clients. They'll be able to see this and have access to this when they access your page. And then the new development / pre-construction. And as you scroll down more, this is where you're able to pick your own pricing, and your pricing will go here where you decide. And then as you scroll down, we also give you an already typed out benefits of virtual staging.
Forgive me, I'm going to have you go back up to pricing, because I think this is really interesting just to point out that the services that I as a photographer am offering is virtual staging of an empty space,
right?
Either a Matterport tour, that's the 3D staging price,
yes,
or 2D staging. So just a traditional photo or image that's 2D that can be staged. So the pricing is based on, is it an empty space, and is it a Matterport tour or a photo? Or off to the right, in terms of the space needs to be decluttered even before it gets virtually staged. And is that what the Matterport tour looks like, or is that a 2D image that's being virtually staged? And then if you scroll down a little bit deeper, so this is pretty cool. So regardless of what stage the Matterport tour has been taken, in this example, it looks like it was taken before drywall went up, you offer Listing 3D, or actually the photographer is now offering remodeling of a space that's under construction. And then the pricing to the right is new development pre-construction. That's super cool, because that's staging of a space that doesn't even exist yet. And we went into great detail with Amber on that previous WGAN TV show, talking about working from the architect's
CAD files, blueprints. Yeah.
Yep. So, and again, that's either can be done as a Matterport tour or as a 2D staged image.
Yeah, correct.
Good. So everything that this kind of like, if you're trying to understand, well, what are all the different services? If you just look at the rate card on the page, you get to see Matterport or 2D, empty, decluttering, remodeling, or renderings.
Correct. Yeah.
Pre-construction. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
we do it all. We can,
Yeah.
any request, we can fit it into one of these categories one way or another.
Okay. Awesome.
And then again, as we scroll down, we give you, or your, I guess your clients when they're viewing your page, the benefits of virtual staging. It's a great, powerful digital marketing tool. It's way cheaper than traditional staging and easier. And then the design possibilities are endless. We can do a tour 2 or 3 different ways, depending on what styles you're looking for and things like that. And then the feature that I wanted to highlight is the Get Started button. So this is where you would start an order. You've scanned the Matterport tour, you have it uploaded on Matterport. Now what do you do? This
Now,
is
Kate, is this either the photographer can do this or the client can do this?
I would recommend you as the photographer to do this part.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're gonna try to, and again, this is in beta mode, but we're gonna hopefully one day make it so that the clients of the photographer or the photographer can use it. But right now, the photographer should be placing the order with us.
Okay.
So we're gonna click Get Started. You're gonna type in your email again as the photographer. Let's say I'm the photographer. And then right now you can pick 3D staging. We will have 2D staging live soon where you can upload your still 2D photos. So right now we have empty apartment, decluttering and remodeling and construction. We will have pre-construction as an option. And instead of uploading your 3D tour, you will be able to upload the blueprints and CAD files for us. So as right now, I'm going to put empty apartment. I'm going to copy a Matterport tour URL and paste it into the Matterport tour URL section. And I'm going to click next. And then what's going to happen is, as it loads, but you're going to be able to see the points, the scan points, panorama images, however you want to call it. You're going to be able to see, I think I saw you refer to it in one of your episodes as a hockey puck, but you're going to be able to see whatever circle panorama that you want to click and stage. So right here, this is a studio apartment. So let's say I want to stage this viewpoint here in the corner. And then there's already ready names of rooms. So let's call this area the bedroom because it's a studio. And then let's say I want to make this section over here the living room. So I'm going to click living room, and then it's already going to populate and it's going to highlight what points I've chosen. You can choose.
I'm sorry, I'm totally confused by that.
Okay.
If I'm in a bedroom, wouldn't all those hockey pucks be selected as bedroom?
That's the fun part. So you can stage as many or as few scan points as you'd like. So in here, there's 8 scan points. You don't have to do all 8. You can do 2, you can do 8, you can do 1. But like this is a studio, so usually there's the separation of spaces.
Oh, this is like a foreign concept. I live in Atlanta. I wouldn't think of
okay, yes.
making half
yes.
of it a bedroom and half of it is a living room, but now I'm with you.
Classic New York City studio over here. So,
wow, yeah.
Again, there's 8 scan points in here. You can do all 8 if you'd like, but you don't have to. So again, I can put this second scan point as the bedroom, and then this second scan point as the living room. We have the kitchen here as well. You can stage the kitchen and things like that. So once you've selected the scan points that you're ready to have staged, you are going to click next and move on. And here's where the fun part starts, where you get to pick styles and things like that. And this is where the staging catalog somewhat comes into play. We will be able to provide a white labeled staging catalog to your clients so that they can say, I want to do the living room contemporary, I want to do the bedroom modern, et cetera, et cetera. They can click through here click the styles they like, visit the rooms, and then let you know what options that they're liking the best.
Okay, and so this is for both residential and commercial.
Yes, we do have commercial available down at the bottom somewhere. We have like random rooms, kids' rooms, bathrooms, office spaces, etc. We do have those all available to you.
Okay, and in terms of styles, I think I saw a lot of styles that went by.
Here.
Contemporary, modern, restoration hardware, Scandinavian, modern,
Yes.
boho.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of different styles.
Yep. And as things become popular, feel free for our clients to give us feedback. We're more than willing and excited to add more styles as they become available. So this is ever changing and ever growing.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to the order form. So this is where the fun part in my mind starts, because you get to pick the styles. So I have 2 panoramas now that I've chosen for the bedroom. So now I'm going to go through and see, okay, there's A, B, C, and D styles. I like the Scandinavian. And then there's different options for a Scandinavian style bedroom set. So I'm going to select this set for the bedroom. And I also want to highlight too, it's already ready for the rooms itself. So you're not going to have to scroll through a living room to find a bedroom and vice versa. We have all of the bedroom options when you choose bedroom. I'm going to do the living room. Let's say restoration hardware. I'm going to scroll through. I'll select that set. And then for kitchen, this is more maybe kitchen accessories. Since the kitchen is already done, I'll select this one and we're ready to go. So you see that there's little images highlighting the room. So you see what styles you've already picked. And then you're going to click next. And here's the order summary. And I just want to highlight again that this is in beta mode right now. So the payment screen is going to function a little bit different than what we're seeing right now. But the order summary is the same. So you're going to be able to see what service you're getting, how many rooms, how many panoramas, and what styles you've chosen. And then the price. You're muted. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Forgive me.
Sorry.
I actually was on mute.
Sorry.
I'm a little bit confused. I'm looking at a price of $1,000 and the payment due is $500. So this is based on my retail pricing on my photographer page, that if all those items totaled $1,000 is what I was going to charge the client. That's what's
Correct.
being displayed.
Yes. Yep. We add up everything for you. So there's no question about what total you will owe, which is the due payment, versus the total that the project is on with your pricing. That's the total for everything.
So the good news is that the client actually went down to that button and started to go through this order process. They would actually see that this totaled $1,000, which is my pricing.
Yes, but ideally you would, as the photographer, would be filling out this form right now, just because of the scan point choosing and everything.
Yes, but I understand.
Okay.
But at least the good news is if I have clients that are tech savvy, they're proactive, they've hit my landing page, the pricing that will be displayed is based on my pricing on the page, the pricing that I determined as a reseller. Now, I think for simplicity's sake, the assumption that you've made here is that I've marked up my prices as double whatever Listing 3D was going to charge me, and therefore the double made the retail price of $1,000 and the payment due of $500, which is actually my cost as the photographer. So that's in this example, that's what's just happened.
Right. And again, you can pick whatever price you'd like to mark up from our standard price, but we're just using this as an example.
As an example.
Yeah.
So that total might have totaled, if I marked up 3 times, it might have been $1,500 as the total price, and the deposit would have remained at $500 because that would have been my actual cost.
Exactly. Yep. And the only difference is here, the payments. You're not going to be able to process payments directly from this site. What's going to happen is you're going to get an email from the email you typed in step 1 to your email with a summary again, and then it's going to ask for payment that way. So, so then once you do that, then it will go to the next page. See if this works. Let's see, I'm just going to type in card number. I think this should work. And let's see. Okay. So then once you've paid, you will have a receipt and you'll be able to see the status of your order and the estimated delivery of the order as well.
Okay, let me just look at this page for a moment. So you have 3D staging, delivery 4 business days. Do you want to comment on delivery times?
Yeah, so I would say for larger orders, for orders of 4 to 5 panoramas, that's usually about 2 to 4 business days. But again, it really just depends on the style of job. Like an empty staging is different than a pre-construction rendering. So it really just estimates on the size of the job and the work amount of the job, I guess. So
okay. Do I want to click on that order link?
Yep. So the order link, if you click on this, it's just the same thing. It's just something that you're able to copy and paste if you want to send to your client if they're asking the time or the order status, things like that.
Okay.
So, and then once we're done with the job, I can either, you will get an email saying that your order's done and here's the link. We like all of our photography clients to maybe share it with their clients to review to make sure the styles are correct, the furniture that they were envisioning is correct, you know, things like that, just to make sure that everything's ready. And then if not, they can make a list of changes, you'll communicate that to us, and then we're able to make the changes in a timely manner.
Okay, I see at the bottom, contact us. Whose phone number is that?
So that's going to go directly to one of us right now. So Amber or myself.
It goes to Listing 3D.
Yes, correct.
When you answer the phone, do you answer Listing 3D, or do you know that it's from Dan's page, or do you just answer customer support?
If you're a past client, we'll see that it's you and we'll answer and we'll say, hey, Dan, how are you? And, you know, we'll have a great conversation. But if you're a new client, then we'll talk for a little bit. But I do introduce myself as Kate from Listing 3D. Yeah.
Okay. So that may be something you might want to revisit with the team, because we're really trying to, as a photographer, have this as a white label solution. So to have that be transparent. So if my client was to call, I wouldn't want to necessarily have them introduced to Listing 3D. Just this is support for We Get Around Photography, or Dan Smigrod Photography, or ABC Panoramic Service.
Right. I'll make note of that.
Okay.
So anyways, so yeah, if you call, but we are available for help. So if you, the photographer, or your client needs any help, we are available to help. And we're here to help 24/7. We either have chat services or we can talk on the phone as well, for you, the photographer.
Okay, so were you going to show us a page for delivery of how the assets get delivered?
I don't have that prepared yet, but I do have a ready and available 3D tour of something that's done that I can walk through with you.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Perfect.
that'd be awesome. So I think I made a note as you were walking through the ordering process that it's as easy as I could order one 360 virtually staged. Mm-hmm. I could order the entire room virtually staged. I could order multiple rooms virtually staged, or I could order the entire house virtually staged.
Yes, and I would like to add, if you are doing the whole house staging, which is very common, we could charge per square foot as well. For most of the time, if we do just let's say 2 bedrooms and a kitchen, we'll charge you per panoramic image or scan point. But if you're saying, hey, I want the whole house done, we do have a service that is going to be live soon where you can upload the 3D tour and it will generate the square footage of the house itself. So you don't need to know that beforehand. And then we'll charge you accordingly per square footage as well.
Okay. In the present Listing 3D Virtual Staging Club, to help simplify the whole process, it's presently a virtual staging per 360 or per 2D image, makes the pricing super easy. And then we have the calculator. But if you plan to do a lot of virtual staging or you plan to do houses, then you may want to talk to Listing 3D about that ahead of time in order to perhaps get special pricing.
Yes, yeah, or you can even upload it, click all of the panos and say that this is what I want, and then we'll contact you in regards to staging the whole property.
Okay, so I guess what I would say is what I like about the fact that I can order just one 360 or 3 360s or
Yes.
9 360s is our client's not always going to have the budget to do an entire house.
Right.
And so maybe what gets virtually staged is the entrance as I walk in, the living room and the master bedroom.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
may be sufficient without breaking the budget of the client. So really what's driving this conversation is what's the budget for that client, or what really needs to be virtually staged to help
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And we want to be reachable for you and your sake. We want you to be able to reach all clients. So, any client who has a lower budget or a higher budget, we want you to be able to reach and say, hey, this is an add-on service I offer and it's really affordable.
Yeah, our audience is probably saying, "Hey, Dan, overstood. I get it, but I just think it's magical, really, that you could just stage a handful of 360s in order to make it super attractive from a price standpoint for a client to say yes." And I think at the end of the day, for a Matterport service provider, we're always looking for what add-on can we offer that adds a huge amount of value and takes a tiny amount of our time. And
Right.
Virtual staging is obviously that. It adds huge value to the client, the real estate agent that's trying to win more and bigger premium listings more often. And so if they're talking to a homeowner that they're going to have an empty house, and virtual staging is going to help the agent get the listing, or if the house is totally cluttered and maybe it needs to be presented in a way that's a little bit more marketable. Again, it's about helping the agent get the listing, and virtual staging becomes another tool for that agent, and therefore it can be priced out at whatever it is that the agent needs to make the sale. So if that's 1, 3, 5 360s, or it's 1, 2, 3 rooms, or it's the entire house, with Listing 3D, you have that flexibility of a medium amount, and a lot. It's your choice.
Yes. Yeah, I like to consider us kind of a tool that you can keep in your tool belt for Matterport and say, okay, I have this to offer to my residential real estate agents or my commercial developers, whatever it may be. We are definitely a great tool, and we can fit all price ranges, and you can price your services accordingly as well.
Awesome. I apologize. You were just about to show us a virtually staged house by Listing 3D. Great.
All right, let's see. I'm going to go start at the beginning of the home. And this house, I would say, is styled about traditional modern, a little bit of contemporary. But again, it shows and highlights how we can stage every room to benefit the home and in the client. So here's a great dining room. Yep.
Forgive me. Could you pull out just so we can see the dollhouse view and just appreciate that this house is totally empty? There's
Totally
nothing there.
empty.
This is the magic of what Listing 3D does. There's no furniture except for some built-ins in the kitchen. it's empty.
Yes, completely empty, and we're able to stage the whole property. Let me go into floor 1 and back into
So
the
yeah, if you
entryway.
could, yep, I'm sorry. Thank you. Because
Yeah.
that this house is otherwise is totally empty, and we're walking around it, and it's beautifully virtually staged.
Yeah, so the floors are nice and perfect. There's no scuffs, there's no dings in the wall, nothing. And we've added the furniture to fit nicely in the space. So this is a formal dining area. And as we make our way into the kitchen, we've added just a few little accessories to the kitchen. So a nice little coffee pot, some food and things like that. And we've just cleaned up the space. We've touched up the cabinetry. We've just added it to make sure that everything looks perfect for the client. And then we'll head over here into the bonus room, which is somewhat of a library setting. And again, all of these books are virtually added. The carpet, the chairs, the photographs, every single thing in this room has been added virtually, even the things in the closet.
The light fixture?
The light fixture, this one here is original to the home. But we are able to add ceiling light fixtures and wall light fixtures, things like that. So as we're walking throughout the home, I'm going to keep going and we'll go into the family room area. So again, the TV is virtual. If you notice the reflection in the TV, the shadows, we try to make everything realistic as possible. We have a nice cozy couch here in front of the fireplace. Even
So
the
fireplace is actually there, but
yes.
the pan on the fireplace, that was added.
Yes, yeah, the fire stoker, that thing has been added. The coffee table, the plants, everything here is virtually added. Nothing is real in the space, I guess. So again, and we try to keep the same style theme throughout the house, as long as that's what your client wants.
So I think one of the ideas that this kind of inspires, because we've shot the model apartment unit for a multifamily home that and the site was still construction. So when you looked out the window, you still saw the construction equipment. So if that's the case, can you make the view look nice?
Totally, yeah. So we can always edit the view. So we can always make, well, there's a fence line there, so we can go somewhere else, but we can always make the view brighter. So like in Florida, in Miami, let's say, it rains a lot, and it happens. So for photographers, you can send us a shoot and say, hey, it was really rainy that day. Can you brighten up the space? And we can make the skies blue. We can edit out or edit in outdoor furniture. The possibilities are really endless on how we can edit things.
As the patio furniture, was that there? Or is that
No, but the skies are made blue. So the skies are edited to be blue and bright and happy, because who doesn't want to walk through a house and see a great view outside?
So you could add furniture outside or leave what's there.
Yes. So these lawn chairs right here, we can edit those out, and we can add a grill if you'd like, or we can add just green grass. We can do really anything that you're looking for.
Okay. When and where do I communicate that to Listing 3D on that ordering process?
So in the order form, let's just go back. There is a notes section. So you can add notes if there's something that you're not seeing that say, hey, I don't see something for, I'm just gonna have to start this over, but while I talk. So there's notes that you can add into the staging form area that you can say, hey, I didn't see something for, let's say, the outdoor area or the hallway. Because I know sometimes when you're scanning a Matterport tour, some people will scan the outdoor section as well, like a patio or a pool area. And sometimes they don't, and that's okay. But if there's a window view or something like that where we can't access in scan points, you can put right here. It's loading, but into the comments.
Yeah, I think that's our fault. WGAN TV Live at 5, we're consuming bandwidth, etc. So I don't think it usually takes so long to come up.
No, it doesn't. It's very seamless. But note to design team right here, so you can type in, can you please make the windows brighter or something like that.
And so do I have an opportunity to do a note to the design team on each 360?
No, so this is a generic or general note to the design team
Okay,
about the
so
staging.
so there's a place to put in all my notes for that property.
Yes, yeah, and you can bullet point, you can number, and there's no text limits. You can type as much as you want if there's something that you weren't able to touch on with the staging form.
Okay, and uh, I'm just not a designer. Can I just get to the notes section? I mean, I suppose I need to pick something in order for the order to move forward, but I might even put a note to the designer to say, I just picked something so that I could move the order forward. Hey, I'm not a designer. I don't understand design. I don't even want to take the time to do this, but I'll tell you that this is a senior living community. The average age is 80 plus. It's mostly single women for this community. Could you please design accordingly? Is that a fair statement to say?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, we can definitely design to the specific area, even to a specific age group of people that you're trying to reach out to, for sure.
And I might say, hey, this is in South Florida, and turquoise is a favorite color. Pink is a nice color. So I might even kind of just suggest a color palette based on the location.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you say, "Hey, I'm in Southern Miami. I want something that's, very Miami. Please do that for me." We can definitely do so, and you can give us no direction or a lot of direction, and we'll
Would that
run with
include
it.
wall art as well to say, hey, this
Yeah,
is Miami, boats on the ocean are appreciated. Any beach scenes,
yeah.
ocean beaches, not lake beaches, but ocean, anything that's themed along seashells, beaches, ocean.
Yes, for sure. We do. I was just thinking in my head, we do have a coastal theme that's more beach motivated, but anything, if you're like, I want woodland or I want very country or Western, we can definitely manage to do something within the terms of what you're looking for.
Okay, so I don't necessarily need to be the designer, but based on the way the listing 3D virtual staging club order form works, I do at least need to select the design to move the order forward, but I can still in my notes sections say, that's not the design I was looking for. I'd really like to leave it totally up to listing
Sure.
3D design team to in fact, does the listing 3D design team like that when someone says it's for an 80-year-old woman in a senior living community? Is that a much
Yeah,
better assignment than starting to pick the furniture style?
yeah, I mean, we welcome challenges and we welcome something that's not right in front of us to copy and paste the style. So anything is welcome. And we love a challenge. So if there's a new style that you're like, hey, can you do this? I don't see this as an option. We'll welcome it and we'll run with it for sure.
Okay, great. Can we go back to your tour? We were partly through your house, and I think that had sparked some ideas on the ordering
Yeah.
form. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is a bedroom. I'll scroll back so we can see. But this is a bedroom. Again, everything's virtual in here, down to the shutters right there. So we can add really any type of furniture that you're looking for. I'm gonna go this way, and we are going to go upstairs. So this piece of art, again, virtual, it was added. And then let's see, we're gonna go into this bedroom right here. And then we can look around, and it even gets so deep into the textures. You can tell that the pillows have texture on them. You can tell that the bed was made. I have people tell me all the time, is this really virtual? Yes, of course it's virtual, but we have a blast trying to kind of just make it look as real as possible. Again, down to just the clothes hanging up in the closet and the shoes and things like that. Let's see, we'll go into the bathroom. We like to add bathroom accessories, so shampoos, soaps, oils, candles, things like that. We like to just create a real feel when you're walking through the space, like, hey, I want to live there, for photographer clients, this is great because again, we're trying to just create that feel. And it's a real selling point because again, we don't have to have you move furniture into the place and things like that. So I think these light fixtures were here originally, but we kept them into the design. And I did want to let everyone know as well that we can change paint colors. We can change flooring and things like that too. So it's not limited to just furniture. Okay, let's go.
So I might have an agent that doesn't want the walls touched up. I can just make that note.
Yeah,
Or
really.
if I do want it, there's a hook in the wall from a previous painting, please take that out, or
Yeah.
please put a painting on top of that so that we don't see that. Any permutation Listing 3D can handle.
Yes, yep, any dings in walls, any scuffs on the floor. We've done watermarks on the ceiling, really anything, we are able to add it out.
So in this bedroom, if I wanted the walls to be the color of the sunset in at the beach, which is a slight pink, beautiful color, I could specify that.
Yes, yeah, we'll make it as whatever's in your mind, as long as you kind of interpret it onto paper, we can figure it out and make it happen for you.
Okay, my wife thinks like that. She likes the color to be the color of the pink of the beach.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and you can separately send us swatches or things like that. If you're really wanting even a specific paint color down to a SKU code, we're able to do so.
SKU,
Yes.
or presumably I could provide even a hex color and HEX.
Exactly.
Whatever way that I want to provide it, you can figure out how to work with that.
Yes.
If I want the bed made or unmade, I could have it. If I want it wrinkled or unwrinkled.
Yes, the possibilities, again, the possibilities are endless, and we have fun doing tasks like that where they're not within the norm, and we're able to do so.
Okay.
And again, here's a closet, a duffel bag, shoes, clothes hanging up. We try to really make it as real as possible.
Okay, good. Anything
then,
else to show us on that tour?
No, I think we're all set here.
Okay, awesome. I listened to you, walk through this house. It's been virtually staged by Listing 3D. It sounds like you live and breathe virtual staging.
Yes, here we love it. The whole team loves it. And we love learning about style and moving forward and seeing the styles change and evolve every year. So we really do have a passion for it.
That's awesome. Because when I look at that, all I want to do is fill out the form and say, "Can you please handle it?"
And some people do. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, I now understand the process of the order. Today is Thursday, October 14th, 2021. I heard the word beta. You're not quite there yet to launch the order form. How much longer until it's up and running?
If someone goes on our site tomorrow, they will be able to use the ordering form, or their white labeled site, they will be able to use the ordering form. But again, we're just evolving the payment system with it being emailed to you versus paying from our site right there. But really they can use it as soon as tomorrow morning, or if they go to our site tonight, it would be running as well. But the payment system is a little different.
Okay, so awesome. As of Friday, October 15th, 2021, the ordering process, the virtual staging of Matterport tours using the Listing 3D virtual staging form for Matterport service providers will be working.
Yes, yep, it'll be up and running. And if you want to use it tonight, you can always just contact us as well. And I'm here to help.
Okay.
Today.
So on the payment side, I get an email, and on the example that we looked at, with my pricing where the listing came out to $1,000, I owe Listing 3D. I get an email that says I owe Listing 3D $500. How do I pay that?
That'll just be paid. You'll click a button, it'll say pay, and it'll pop up, and it'll have a stripe that you can pay for your portion of the payment due.
So that actually works. It's just that there's an email that gets sent to me to initiate that.
Yes. Yep. And then once the order has in place, you'll get an order summary as well, and you can copy and paste it and send it to your client if you'd like, or you can save it for yourself.
And so the billing and collecting of monies from my client is totally up to me of how I want to handle that.
Totally up to you. Yes. Yep.
So
And
if I
the
show up
price,
and I want cash from the client, that's up to me. If I want to accept a credit card, that's up to me. If I want to send the client a payment link, that's up to me. If I want to ask them for a check, it's up to me. So client
yes.
pays me as the photographer. I pay Listing 3D. I make the spread between what Listing 3D charges me and what I charge our clients.
Yep, MSPs are our client. The photographers are our client. We're here to help everyone, but when it comes to the payment and things like that, it's the photographer.
Okay, awesome. How exciting. Do you want to tease us about what's coming in terms of how that payment piece will work?
I mean, again, it'll be sent to your email. It'll be a super easy process. You just click pay, and that'll be ready to go within the next few days.
Oh, I was just wondering if that button will just initiate that payment link. Is that where we're heading?
Yes, it'll initiate the payment link, and you can pay directly from that email that you received from us.
Okay, awesome. I've had a chance to visit with a number of your colleagues, with Amber, with Gregory, et cetera. It's exciting to see the pace that you all are moving, and you're doing business while you're still painting and the paint's drying. So that's awesome. So I just think that's great. Virtual staging of Matterport tours by Listing 3D. So if I've been watching today's show and I haven't signed up for the Listing 3D Virtual Staging Club, I should go to partnership.3dvirtualstaging.club.
Yep.
If I want to see what kind of site will be created for me, I can see an example at photographer.3dvirtualstaging.club.
Yes. Yep. That's the demo site.
And it's totally free to join the club, free to join that Listing 3D club for virtual staging.
Yeah.
Once I joined the club, which was filled out a little bit of information, I'll be contacted by a member of the Listing 3D team.
Yep. Yeah. Myself or someone else from the team.
Okay. And what happens? What's my onboarding experience like?
So when I call an inquiry about the membership, I always call and I first ask, what's your business like? Do you do mostly residential with real estate agents, or what's your business model like? What do you normally do? And what are you looking to do? And then I like to sit and have a conversation. I like to get to know the people we work with and establish the relationship and see how we can benefit you and create that business relationship.
Okay. And then in the course of that, you might end up asking me, hey, Dan, is it hosted on WordPress?
Yeah. Yep. I always kind of get into what's your website like? Send me a link. Do you have a website? And then it goes into, we can create the website for you, or we discuss what you're looking for with a widget or a white labeled website. Yeah.
Okay. So since I have WordPress and you might send me a widget where I click on a link and it automatically.
Yep, the widget will have the order form ready to go. So your clients can go to your website instead of our white labeled site. If you didn't need it, we have the widget for you and you can order directly from your site.
Yeah, this is a huge membership benefit, totally free, which is you create a single property website, a landing page.
Yes.
To market virtual staging under my brand.
Yep.
I can't say that enough because it's truly exciting, meaning your Listing 3D is giving us, the Matterport service providers, the tools we need in order to help market it to our clients, which may be as easy as just sending the link to a client and say, hey, if you're trying to get some listings where the space is always empty, we offer this service.
Yeah.
And again, then I didn't have to write anything. I didn't have to populate anything. I didn't have to go create I didn't even have to create an example tour because there's an example tour on my site. And if I want extra tours, you'll give me extra tours.
Right.
that for social media or whatever it might be. So then I can send essentially everything has been done for me by Listing 3D. I can just send the link to my client and say, hey, new service we offer.
Exactly.
Trying to close a deal on a listing that has that's going to be empty at the time that it comes on the market? Or are you having clients where they have a lot of stuff and there's no getting around it doing the photography? But the good news is we can declutter the space and make it look beautiful. And I imagine part of that story is, hey, today searching for a home begins online.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the images that people are getting to see to help them decide if they want to come tour the house in person is the beautifully virtually staged or the beautiful 2D virtually staged images.
Yeah, I mean, I like to say with real estate, you know how they say you can't tell a book by its cover. With real estate, you can tell a book by its cover. So with the photos, it definitely enhances everything and draws people in, and it's a great service to be able to offer. And we're one of the only ones that are able to do that with Matterport tours.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, is that like this is Matterport. So, the ability to virtually stage Matterport, and there are some other options for virtually staging, but I don't think anyone provides all the marketing tools to help make it easy in order to do that. So I think that's probably the plan of Listing 3D, is to keep adding membership benefits to the Listing 3D Virtual Staging Club. And those benefits may actually be sparked by, well, what does a photographer need?
Right. Yep. And again, we're trying to be as user friendly as possible, and we are here to help. And we genuinely mean that. We are here to help. We love to help, and we're always, like you said, we're working as we're kind of the paint drying on the walls. We're just trying to ever evolve to our clients' needs. So, yeah.
Awesome, Kate. Is there any question that I should have asked you that I haven't asked you? What question should I ask you?
Honestly, I mean, I think we covered it. We have the styles, we have the ordering page, we have the partnership page that's easy to use. I mean, really, it's as straightforward as our interview, and it's super easy to use. So I don't think that you should have asked me any other questions.
Well, I'm going to ask you one more question.
Okay.
Tell me about your passion for virtual staging.
I mean, my passion has started since I was a kid. Whoever is watching, I don't know if anyone's ever played The Sims, where you build houses and decorate. It started when I was young, and then I got into real estate. And then slowly but surely, I started associating virtual staging with real estate, and they do come hand in hand for sure. And now working with Listing 3D, it's just kind of been a dream. It's a dream job for me. I love what I do every day. And virtual staging staging in general is always changing. So it's fun. Every day is a different day. And it's really a passion of mine and all of my team members for sure. So
awesome. Kate, thanks for being on the show today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. We've
been visiting with Kate Montalbano. In addition to being living and breathing in virtual staging, Kate is the customer success manager for Listing 3D. Listing 3D based in the greater New York area. For Kate in New York, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum, and you've been watching WGAN TV